Drifter, written by Jim Mintz.
The boy was shocked. It was that feeling again he had experienced before when he left Pompeii, the long march over the desert, that feeling of a loss of control, like he wasn't truly the one in charge of his person. "Don't mock me," the widow scowled. "I'm not," the boy began. But his confusion stopped him. Why did he think that about the widow? He didn't want her to be angry against the taxman. He wanted her to understand the change that was happening around the city. The change in attitudes that almost everyone was feeling. Something was in the air, something that was allowing kindness to thrive. The boy was excited by it. So why did the boy ask the widow to remain vigilant? "What is wrong with you?" the widow finally asked, acknowledging the confusion in the boy's eyes. The boy took a moment. "You ever get that feeling like you aren't fully in control?" he asked. "Control?" "Yeah, control. Like you don't know why you are doing certain things or why you are saying certain things. As in, something else is controlling you? Like a demon?" "No, not like a demon." "You have a demon in you?" "No." The boy walked away. The woman was growing more and more agitated. "I cannot have a demon in my house. I refuse," she yelled. The entity was concerned. The conflict needed to resolve. The woman needed to give the boy a home, some solace, the entity believed. The boy was important for observation, the entity believed. Making his situation manic would upend all the work the entity had employed in gaining an insight into the boy. The entity left the boy and entered the widow. It scanned her neurons and identified her anger patch. It smoothed it over with an overwhelming sense of tiredness, making her drowsy, but not enough that she would fall asleep. Satisfied, it exited the widow and re-entered the boy. It made sure to keep a low profile, giving the boy a greater sense of autonomy. The boy's awareness was dangerous, but something kept the entity joined to him. Something beyond the entity called out to it to maintain this connection. The boy smiled as the widow's fatigue overcame her. She sat at her seat at the table. "You're tired," he said. "Have something to eat and take a nap." She did not reply. He passed forward the bread and set it down under her nose. She still did not move. The boy broke the bread and pressed it to her lips. She bit into it and gave him a smirk, the return of her old self. The boy sat down to his own meal and ate and thought. Again he searched his mind, scanning for the entity to see if it was real or if he had imagined it. The entity hid in plain sight, cautious not to exert its own beliefs that they may feed into the boy's and give away his location, confirming the boy's worst suspicions.